She said, "You're not father material yet." That sentence hit me harder than I expected. We were sitting at Luca's Trattoria, her favorite Italian spot, the kind of place with candlelight flickering off polished silverware and soft jazz humming in the background. I thought the night was going to be romantic. I even dressed up, planning to maybe talk about our future together. But instead, she looked me straight in the eyes and told me I wasn't good enough to be the father of her kids. I laughed at first, thinking it was some kind of joke. What would make me ready? I asked, still half smiling. Then she did something that instantly killed the smile. She reached for her phone, opened her notes app, and said, "I actually made a list." That's when I knew this wasn't spontaneous. She had prepared this. Her name's Lauren. We've been together for almost 2 years. I'm 32, she's 29. I thought we were solid, steady, comfortable, building something real. Sure, we had our little arguments about takeout or laundry, but nothing close to this. She looked down at her screen like she was about to pitch a business plan first. She began, "Your car. The Honda's fine for now, but when we start a family, we need something safer. Like an SUV, maybe a Lexus or a Volvo." I blinked. My car is 3 years old. It's paid off. It's safe. She tilted her head. "Yeah, but it's not exactly father material, you know." That phrase again. Like being a dad was some luxury brand you had to qualify for. Second. She continued, scrolling down the apartment. "It's cute, but it's small. We'd need at least a 4-bedroom house in a good school district. One found a few online, around 700, 800,000. I let out a breath. "A house. Right now?" She nodded like it was obvious. "If you're serious about a future, you plan for it." I stared at her, waiting for the punchline, but she just kept going. "Third," she said, voice light but firm, "your salary. You make what, 85,000? That's good for now, but if you want to support a family, our family, you should aim for at least 7 figures. $1 million would be ideal." I blinked slowly, thinking maybe I misheard. "You want me to make over $1 million a year? Is that unreasonable?" she asked, sipping her wine like this was a normal conversation. "My friend Rachel's husband makes that. He's in management." The waiter came by with our tiramisu. I couldn't even touch it. "So," I said quietly, "you want me to buy a $60,000 SUV, an $800,000 house, and somehow increase my income by 12 times before you'll consider me ready to have kids?" She frowned. "You're making it sound bad." "I'm just being practical. Kids are expensive, Tyler. Don't you want the best for our future children?" And that's when something inside me shifted. The way she said "our future children" didn't sound like love, it sounded like a transaction. Like she was pricing me out of her dream life. I asked, "How long have you been planning this?" She shrugged. "A few months." I wanted to be clear before we got more serious. A few months, meaning while I was helping her with rent, covering dinners, paying her car repair bills, she was quietly drafting a financial checklist to decide whether I was husband material. I swallowed hard. "Lauren, what exactly are you contributing to this plan besides the list?" Her face hardened. "Excuse me. You want a luxury car, a mansion, a millionaire lifestyle. What's your part?" "I'll be raising our kids," she snapped. "Being a mum is a full-time job. You think that's easy?" I didn't answer. I just sat there, numb, staring at the woman I thought I knew. We finished the meal in silence. I paid the bill. She didn't even offer. On the drive home, she hummed softly to the radio, completely at ease. Like she hadn't just handed me a spreadsheet disguised as a dream. When we got to her place, she kissed my cheek and said, "I'm glad we're finally on the same page." Same page. I drove back to my apartment, parked my apparently unfit for fatherhood Honda, and just sat there for a while, staring at the steering wheel. The car was quiet, reliable, paid off. Mine, and yet, according to the woman I loved, not good enough. That night, I couldn't sleep. Her list kept replaying in my head, every item, every $sign. Every "you need to," somewhere between 2 and 3 a.m. I opened my laptop and started a note of my own at the top. I wrote, things I missed. I started listing little moments, how she always forgot her wallet, how she called me cheap when I wanted to cook instead of eating out, how she'd roll her eyes when I talked about saving for retirement instead of going to Hawaii. The truth was right there all along. I just didn't want to see it. By sunrise I wasn't angry. Not yet. Just empty. 2 years of memories, reduced to a checklist. And for the first time, I wondered, did she ever actually love me? Or was she just waiting for me to become someone who could afford her dreams? 3 days passed. 3 long, quiet days where I couldn't stop replaying that dinner in my head. Lauren acted like nothing had happened. She texted me memes, TikToks, random selfies with captions like "miss you." Not a single mention of the list. Meanwhile, I couldn't stop thinking about it. About how casually she had priced out our relationship like she was ordering from a catalog. By the 3rd night, I was lying on the couch, staring at the ceiling, and something clicked in my head. If I was being treated like an ATM, maybe I should see the receipts. So I opened my laptop, poured myself a whiskey, and started a spreadsheet. I went through every Venmo transfer, every dinner bill, every rent payment, every "I'll pay you back" moment from the last 6 months. I color-coded it blue for me, pink for her, by the time I finished. The results hit me like a punch in the gut. In 6 months, I had spent $23,400 on us. She contributed $3,800, and that $3,800 included the time she bought McDonald's after. I'd covered her rent. My jaw literally dropped. I just stared at the numbers, scrolling up and down like somehow I'd made a math mistake, but I hadn't. What really broke me wasn't the money, it was the pattern she told me she was. Between jobs, struggling with a career transition, I believed her. I covered her rent for 4 months straight, $150 a month, because that's what you do when you care about someone. You help them get through rough patches. Except when I checked her company's LinkedIn page the next morning, she wasn't in a transition. She'd been promoted 3 months ago, promoted to senior coordinator. Her company posted a whole announcement with her smiling face and congratulations to our rising star, Lauren Davis. I sat there, staring at the screen, trying not to lose it, while I was covering her rent. She was getting a raise, while I was worrying about our bills. She was pretending to be broke, and now she wanted me to buy an $800,000 house. That morning, she came over like everything was fine, wore this cute little sweater, kissed me hello, and said, "Hey babe, I saw this gorgeous dining set online. Perfect for when we move into our new house. Our house." The words made my stomach twist. "Can we talk about something?" I asked, trying to keep my voice calm. She sighed dramatically. "Babe, if this is about the other night, I thought we already covered that." "I'm just thinking ahead." "Right," I said, "your list." Her face brightened instantly. "Oh good, so, did you look at any management openings yet? You'd be great at leading people." "Actually," I said slowly, "I looked into something else, our finances." She froze mid-sip of her latte. "What do you mean?" I turned the laptop toward her. "Our expenses. Here's everything from the last 6 months. I paid for 86% of it, plus your rent, plus your car repairs. And funny thing, I found out you got promoted 3 months ago. Congrats, by the way." Her face went pale, then defensive in a heartbeat. "How do you know that?" "Your company's LinkedIn post. Public info." "I was going to tell you," she said, crossing her arms. "It's not even a big raise." "How much?" I asked. "That's personal. But my salary isn't, apparently, since you made it part of your requirements list." Her lips tightened. "Are you seriously attacking me right now? I ask you to step up as a man, and you're here, nickel-and-diming our relationship." "Nickel-and-diming," I said. "I'm asking why you lied about struggling while I paid your bills." "I didn't lie," she shot back. "The promotion is new, and after taxes, it's barely anything. So where's the money going, Lauren?" She glared. "That's none of your business. It's my business when I'm covering your rent while you're getting promotions." She threw her hands up. "Oh my God, you sound like the IRS." I laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was absurd. "You made my income your business when you said I had to make $1 million a year to be father material." "That's not what I said," she yelled. "You literally said that. I just want security. I want our future kids to have the best." "Why is that wrong?" "Because you're not looking for a partner," I said quietly. "You're shopping for a lifestyle you can't afford." That's when she started crying. Not soft, sad crying. Angry crying, the kind where tears fall but the eyes are full of rage. "I can't believe you're being this cruel," she said, voice trembling. "I open up about my dreams and you call me a gold digger." "I didn't call you that. You're thinking it," she snapped. "You know what? Maybe you're right too, or not father material. A real man wouldn't make his girlfriend feel like garbage for wanting stability." I didn't even answer. I was done arguing. She grabbed her bag, muttered something about toxic energy, and slammed the door so hard that my neighbor texted me to ask if everything was okay. That night, my phone blew up. First, angry texts. "I can't believe you ambushed me like that." Then guilt trips. "You owe me an apology." Then fake apologies. "Fine, I'm sorry. Can we talk?" And finally, the kicker. "My mom wants to talk to you." Her mom. I should have ignored it. But curiosity got the better of me the next day. She actually showed up at my apartment. "Tyler," she said, walking in like she owned the place. "We need to discuss your behavior toward my daughter. She's devastated. Been crying all weekend." I stood there, jaw clenched. "She's upset because I asked where her money's been going. She's trying to build a future," her mum snapped. "You should be grateful she's even considering you. Do you know how many men would kill for a woman like her?" "Then she should date one of them," I said flatly. Her eyes narrowed. "Excuse me. Your daughter gave me a checklist, new car, mansion, $1 million salary, and lied about being broke while I paid her bills. That's not love. That's an application for a sugar daddy." Her mum gasped like I'd cursed at a priest. "She comes from a good family. We raised her to have standards, to not settle for mediocrity. So because I make $85,000, I'm mediocre." She smirked. "You said it, not me." Then, as if this conversation couldn't get any more insane, she said, "She needs $2,000 for her credit card. The stress is affecting her health. If you care about her at all, you'll help." I actually laughed. I've already given her $3,000 for credit cards, $3,400 for rent, and covered nearly everything else for 6 months. I'm done being the ATM. Her face twisted with disgust. "You're selfish. She was right about you." Then she stormed out, muttering something about raising weak men these days. When the door clicked shut, I just stood there in silence, surrounded by the echo of all that entitlement, and for the first time, I didn't feel numb. I felt done, completely, utterly done. I sat down, opened that same spreadsheet, and added a new line at the bottom. Total amount spent, $23,400. Amount of self-respect regained. Priceless. I didn't know it then, but that was the night everything started unraveling, because Lauren wasn't finished, not even close. It had been 5 days since the spreadsheet war. 5 days since Lauren and her mother stormed out of my apartment like they were leaving a courtroom. I hadn't blocked her yet, mostly because I wanted peace, not drama. I figured she'd cool off, grab her stuff, and we could both move on like adults. That was wishful thinking. On the 6th day, a Saturday morning, I woke up to the sound of banging at my door. Not knocking, banging. I opened it to find Lauren standing there with her mum, her cousin, and 2 giant garbage bags full of random things. "Good morning to you, too," I said flatly. Lauren crossed her arms. "We're here to get my things." "You mean the things you left here for 6 months that you never once asked about?" She rolled her eyes. "Don't make this difficult. I just want my stuff." "Fine," I said. "Let's make it quick." They walked in like they were doing a home inspection. I must have left my laptop open on the desk from that morning's work. A stupid, careless mistake. Her mum started muttering about dust and how some people live. Lauren was snapping photos on her phone of what? I have no idea. When she got to my desk, she stopped. My laptop was still open, the spreadsheet glaringly visible on the screen. "What's this?" she asked, pointing at the laptop. "My work computer," I said. She smirked. "Oh, you mean the spreadsheet?" I blinked. "You went through my laptop?" Her mum chimed in. "You humiliated her with that petty list. We have every right to make sure you didn't post anything defamatory online." "What?" I said, stunned. "You broke into my computer." Lauren smirked again. "Don't worry, I didn't take anything. Just screenshots. For evidence." "Evidence of what?" "Financial manipulation," she said. "You're trying to control me with money." I actually laughed. "I covered your rent." "That's not control, that's support." Her mum raised her phone. "We'll see what a judge thinks about that." I stopped laughing. "You're threatening to sue me?" Lauren gave me this cold little smile. "I'm just saying, Tyler, you might want to delete that spreadsheet. It doesn't look good when a man starts documenting his girlfriend's spending. Makes you look obsessive. Dangerous, even." There it was, the trap. She wasn't here for her stuff. She was here to scare me. So I took a deep breath and said, "You can have whatever's yours. But you're not taking anything I bought." Her eyes flicked toward the TV. "That's mine." I shook my head. "I bought that from Best Buy, receipts in my email." She moved to the coffee table. "That's mine too. IKEA, my credit card." It went on like that for 20 minutes, her pointing, me proving. Every time, she'd huff, her mum would glare, and her cousin would whisper something like, "This is ridiculous." Finally, Lauren stormed into the bedroom. "That's my jewelry box." She shouted. "Yeah," I said, "but not everything in it." She froze. I walked over, opened the top drawer, and pulled out a small velvet pouch. Inside were the earrings I'd given her on her birthday, the ones she'd said she lost. "Funny," I said quietly. "I thought you said you pawned these to buy groceries." Her mum gasped. Lauren's face went crimson. "You're unbelievable. You went through my stuff. You left it here," I said. "I packed it up for you." "You're welcome," her voice cracked. "You're trying to make me look bad in front of my mum." "You don't need my help for that," I said. That's when she snapped. "You know what? Keep it all." She screamed. "The TV, the furniture, everything. You'll need it when you're alone forever." Then she turned to her mum. "Let's go." But before she left, she tossed something on the counter. My spare key, wrapped in a sticky note that said, "Hope you enjoy mediocrity." The door slammed behind them. For a minute, I just stood there in silence, heart pounding. Then I noticed my laptop was open, and my Gmail was logged out. Panic hit instantly. I logged back in, wrong password. Tried again, wrong. Third try, locked out. I felt my stomach drop. I grabbed my phone, opened my email app. It was logged out too. And then I saw the text. "Lauren, hope you learned your lesson. Maybe next time don't track women like property." She'd hacked my account. Not just hacked, she'd changed the passwords. I froze, then switched to my backup recovery email, reset everything, and within 10 minutes, I was back in. But when I checked my sent folder, my heart stopped. She'd forwarded that entire spreadsheet to her HR department, captioned, "Here's what financial abuse looks like. This is what I've been living through." She was trying to get me fired. For documenting expenses. I called my boss immediately, explained everything, sent screenshots, and he just said, "Jesus, Tyler. I'm sorry, man. Don't worry, HR already flagged it as personal drama. We're not touching this." Relief flooded through me, but it didn't last, because 2 days later, I got a call from my bank's fraud department. Apparently, someone had tried to open a joint savings account in my name, using my social security number and Lauren's email address. They flagged it because the address didn't match. That's when I finally went to the police. I gave them everything, the emails, the spreadsheet, the texts, even the promotion post. They said they'd open an investigation for attempted identity theft and fraud. A week later, I got a restraining order approved. Lauren showed up at my work that same day, crying, saying it was a misunderstanding, that she was just trying to fix things. Security escorted her out. That night, I finally blocked her on everything. Phone, socials, email, Venmo. The next morning, I woke up to silence. No texts, no threats, no guilt trips, just peace. It's been 3 months now. I'm not angry anymore, just tired. I've been seeing a therapist, working out again, finally sleeping through the night. Last week, I got an email from the detective. We traced the attempted account to a laptop registered to Lauren Davis. She's been formally warned and flagged for investigation. I didn't feel vindicated, just free. I learned something through all this. Love isn't a list. It's not a spreadsheet. It's not a salary or a status symbol. It's two people who build together. And if someone ever makes you feel like you're not enough, until you hit some imaginary milestone, they don't want you. They want what you can provide. Lauren wanted a provider. I wanted a partner. We both got what we deserved.